mud. I give them artificial worms, and they make pretty neat paintings. And it's not so messy. It's only one color, ladies and gentlemen, and it's not so messy. They love to do it. A couple books here. I mentioned the butterfly book is one that's good. Also, the beetle one I like to use. If you're trying to teach them the different stages of the butterfly, you can show them pictures, books, wherever you get it. And for the first stage, I'll get a leaf, and I give them a piece of cotton, and I have them roll a little ball, and we glue the eggs onto the leaf. Then we go to the second stage, which is the worm. You can either use this growing worm, or I have some pipe cleaners over there for you to try to make one. But you can have them make a little caterpillar out of a pipe cleaner. You fold it over like so, and I'll be glad to demonstrate to you individually when we're through here. Fold it up again, and then they just wrap this. Wrap it around and around and around. And then you just fold it, just curve it so that it's a little caterpillar. Then, for the next stage, I have them draw around their foot, and then we take yarn, and we're going to wrap for the chrysalis. And then our butterfly is, where is it? Then all of this is in a sack, and I have them do each stage and put in there. And then one night when they go home, of course, I take everything out, and their butterfly is on top. Another one that I like to have them do, and you can go on nature hikes. I have a sample of that over there for you. This is nothing but a piece of tag board, a piece of saran wrap, and you can either go out in nature and find things to make their own bug jar or nature jar, or you can use artificial, and they can either glue it on or hot glue. It depends on the age you're working with. And this is just a piece of saran wrap and tape on the back, and then they have their own. I found that if I'm showing the vinyl stages of different insects, I will hot glue them onto a piece of bark. They don't disappear in their pockets quite so easily, and they also give an idea of where they might find them or look for them. With the piece of wood that I have up here, I find it's very important to teach children the proper way to turn rocks over or turn a log over, and they're bound to do that whenever they go outdoors. So we always practice, and I keep this out all the time. And again, I took the old piece of wood and I soaked it in Clorox and water, and then I let it dry for a period of time to get rid of anything that's hidden in there. I teach them, I'll have critters under here, and I show them that whenever you're outdoors and you want to pick up a rock or a piece of wood, you don't turn it like this, because what's going to happen? That snake or bug's going to come up in your face. You turn it over like this. Now that seems very, very simple, but it will save you some headaches later on down the way. We always have tweezers with us. Again, these are examples of the little, I showed you the fish candy molds. This is an example of what the butterfly would look like. Over there, I have some samples if you want to do those. If you will take just plastic spoons, mix up your plaster of Paris, dip your spoon in it, and smooth it off. And in about 20 minutes, you can tap that spoon, and these will be dry, and they make this little shape. And then I have pictures and books and vinyl beetles, and they can paint those. Now, I used to take time, and I'd put all the legs, so I wanted to teach them the 6 legs of the insects, but that takes too much time. I found out they were just as happy to take a little paper plate and paint the legs on. So you can do it however you like, but I have some samples over there for you to do that. Now, the snail jar. These the kids find are very, very fascinating. But I want you in your notes to make sure these are ground snails. They're not water snails. Ground snails. I had a lady in one of my workshops years ago. The next summer I went to the same workshop to do another one, and this man came up to me and, oh my goodness, he was so rude. And I held my tongue, just made me, it cost me so much money. And I said, sir, I don't even know who you are. He says, well, he says, my wife was in your workshop last year. We went home, she went to the pet store, bought snails, went home, fixed it like you showed her, and we went on vacation. We came back and they had got out and into our pipes, and I had to have all our pipes cleaned out. Water snails have to have water, and they multiply very fast. These are ground snails. Ground. Got that? I don't want to see any of your spouses, male or female. I could not blame him, but I wanted to say, I told him, in ground snails, you find ground snails out in dead leaves or in your garden or under rocks and things. Got it? Don't want to see anybody now. But if you'll take potting soil, put it in a container. I put either a little clay pot in there, a little tin can. You find a couple snails, 4 snails. I put up to 6 or 8 in a container this size. You keep it moist. I put any type of plant in there. To clean it, you just take a wet paper towel, wipe off the sides of it to keep it moist. They like any kind of table scraps. They like banana peels. I've got apple in there right now and cabbage. And generally, if they lay their eggs, it'll be a little cluster of white eggs along the side. So the children watch for those eggs, and then, of course, they watch for them to hatch. You that do not know,